Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a new video, and welcome to Moscow region. Yes, I'm outside of Moscow today, and I've come to a classic car meet which is focusing on older Russian cars. So we're gonna have a walk around. It's very sunny, very hot today, beautiful weather, and let's have a look at some old Russian cars here at the classic car meet, shall we? Now, walking around, I'm not really too sure about most of the models that I'm looking at, but I think a lot of them are LADAs, Moscovich. So there's basically only older period cars here, and there's a ton of them. There is quite a few thousand people here, and there's cars in all conditions. So from the kind of beaten up and rusty looking, like this thing right here, and then have a look over here at this orange one over here. This is beautiful, shined up. So everybody's got different ways that they look after their car here. Now there's a lot of cars to cover, so we're kind of going to walk around and check them out. And anything that I find kind of interesting, I'll kind of add into the clips as we walk around. But some beautiful looking cars, like restored to the original look. And some that have kind of been kitted out with the big rims and the extra exhausts and everything like that. But this is really kind of the essence of these Russian classic cars. It's kind of like a renaissance in a way that, you know, younger people are basically following in their dads and granddads' footsteps and wanting to have a classic Russian car. And yeah, it's very cool to see. Now, I'm fairly sure this thing didn't drive here today, looking at it, because it's kind of more of a show car, but it's got a lot of different features inside, even the chain steering wheel. Check that out. And then here is Hello Kitty. How cool is this? In the pink. It's very cool. Like, these are all very similar model and very similar age cars. This one's actually even got the roll cage inside and then the racing seats. So check that out. The big lights on the front as well. So that's very neat. Have a look at this car right here. They kind of completely modified the front end of the car, and it's pretty cool. And then the tailpipes in the back as well. It's very neat. And these guys really taking it easy inside. It's pretty neat. The tail pipes coming out the back. I don't know how it sounds though, but definitely looks interesting. And then this is the one where they converted to the swimming pool, but I think it's doing a bit of a bad job, but it's meant to be the swimming pool. There's really a passion for these Russian classic cars. It's, you know, there's a lot here. There's probably more than 1,000 walking around here, and in all kind of conditions and looks. And I think that's the whole point of this. It's people kit them out how they like, make the modifications how they like, and they just stretch on and on and on, all the cars. Now this is one of the drift cars here, so I don't know, he's got his engine sort of on here, but if you have a look at the front suspension, it's probably hard to see in the shade, but the wheels are kind of curved in about 5 or 10 degrees, so supposedly it helps the car turn better when it's drifting, but it's it almost looks kind of like unsafe, but I'm sure the driver knows very well what to do. There's really some nice models of LADAs here now. When you kind of walk around in your district where you live or go into Moscow center, you kind of sometimes look and don't really look twice at them, but when you see the kind of amount of cars that are here and, you know, the different kind of looks to them and models and how they've sort of been modified and changed, and it's so interesting to see, really. It's There's a ton of people. Have a look at everyone coming inside here now, just at the back there. So now this LADA might be interesting for viewers from Australia or South Africa and different places. This is kind of like a utility version, and apparently they're not as common as the traditional looking LADA, but this is kind of very similar to what we see in Australia. There's a lot of utes around. We call utes, but utility. So it's very interesting to see so many of them here at this car exhibition. And one thing that's very interesting walking around is pretty much most of the owners of these cars are all very young. So I'm going to say kind of under 20 to about 30, 35 years of age. There isn't an older person here with a LADA, which is very interesting. You know, traditionally in Russia, this is kind of like your dad's car or your granddad's car, but to see the younger kind of generation here, there's another one just rolling in right here, and to see the younger generation kind of take that kind of fancy to them. Oh, car coming. It's very nice to see. Have a look at the finish on this. So nice. And then there's just basically all different sort of conditions of these cars. You know, some people have them as show cars, and some just have them and they want to modify them and change some of the look of them and the paint job. There's like a matte finish on this one. And the flames. In the middle of the paddock here, there's one of the cars, and I'm not sure how this would go with its exhaust like this. Check the size of that out. It's obviously an addition that the guy uses when he comes to the meets, but it's pretty cool. And I'm pretty sure he's building some kind of a sail or a shade for the car, but it's very cool. This have a look at the size. That's just crazy. Now we've found the kind of concession stand area here. It's a super warm day today, so everybody's now lining up for drinks and ice cream and snacks, and it's it's a great place. It's amazing the extra add-ons that people have put on the cars. You know, you see here with all the chrome finish, and then even the original stickers for the license right here on the car as well. I think this is very interesting here. They've put like a carpet here in where the car is, and this is very typical of Russian old apartments where they've got the carpets inside and on the wall and in their garage, and this is a really nice example of a LADA as well. Check that out. And I wonder if this one raced at some point. It has all the race kit on it. It's got the big wheels, the scoop, and it's got the original logo there on the bonnet of the car as well. So I'm kind of curious with this one if they raced it at some point, or they just basically brought it back to its kind of racing look. I think walking around here, it doesn't really give you a good perspective on the camera about how many cars have turned up to this event, because it kind of just goes around. It's actually like a huge racetrack, and all the cars are kind of parked on the edge of this racetrack, and then they've actually got grandstanding, and then over the back there they've actually got drift racing. So there's some pretty neat models here. I mean, there's some in all sorts of different kind of shape, but I think that's really the part of people kind of collecting these cars, I guess you could call it, or how they might restore them or look after them or appreciate them. So it's definitely a bit of a unique culture, I think, is the best way to describe it, walking around. I think I found the most modern LADA here today. It's like a LADA Niva, and they've put the big wheels on it as well, and lift kit as well on the suspension, but it's a very nice example of LADA Niva. You see quite a few of these on the road in Moscow, but not in this sort of pristine condition. It's very nice. And then just have a look at some of these kind of fully restored models as well. These are beautiful. I mean, the paint job, right down to the wheels, the stainless steel bumpers and chrome right here. It's really a beautiful example of classic Russian cars. It's I see all of them in this little area over here. It's kind of like show and shine almost, what we call this in Australia, where they kind of come with the kind of intention of basically showing off the fully restored car, the interiors. Yeah, beautiful cars. Another kind of reason why so many people love these cars is their simplicity. Now have a look at the engine bay here. There's nothing in there. They've basically pared this back to the absolute bare minimum, and it's very nice. And the interior, I think, I don't know if anyone actually even sat in the back seats of this car. It looks so original. Yeah, there's definitely a culture here of car enthusiasts and I guess you could say car collectors. Just how much they care for them and appreciate them from their kind of 60s and 70s original manufacturing. It's really very cool here. It's later in the afternoon now, so it's kind of thinned out a little bit with people, but I think just people who love their cars, you can see they kind of just wrap around this whole racetrack, and not as many over here, but they're definitely, I think this is all of Moscow's LADA collection in one place. And over here in the bright sunshine, actually I've got a nice view of the cars from this side now. There's quite a few more. It's interesting, like the different headlights, how they've got the twin headlights. How's it going? It's very interesting to see, sort of, especially, you know, the younger generation of car collectors, and you know, not necessarily kind of the traditional old guy that collects a car and, you know, keeps it in the garage. These guys really buy these. They want to fix them up. They want to drive them, and they want to keep that kind of Soviet and former USSR tradition going of the original Russian cars. And you can see by the amount that are here today that it's alive and well. Yeah, I'm definitely glad that I came today to check this out, because I was a bit hesitant, you know, coming across the other side of Moscow, and maybe I wasn't going to be as excited to see cars. I'm not a big car fanatic personally, but to see the classic Russian cars and to see them in the some of the conditions they're in here, I guess, sort of some are a fantastic, you know, show and shine condition, and then some of the others are I don't know, they need the scrap heap for some of them, but I guess that's the passion for the car guys that you see here. And here's more of them parked all along this side of the grandstand of what would be a racetrack, but guys even tweaking their cars while they're here, and you know, doing different things to them. Yeah, some of them need a little bit more work than others, but that's the nature of car collecting, I guess, and having a passion for a certain model. It's definitely not going to be a lack of spares here in Russia, that's a certainty. There's going to be more than enough, being that they're all essentially the same model within a few years of each other. It's very nice to see all these cars. Okay everybody, I thought I'd leave the ending for my train ride home back to Aprelivka. Thanks everybody for coming on this walk around of the LADA Car Show today. I hope you found it interesting. Tons and tons of LADAs. So I hope this was something that's of interest to you. Maybe not, but I thought it was pretty cool. It was a very hot day today, so I'm glad now to be in the air-conditioned train on the way home. So got about 40-minute train ride home. Yeah, thanks everybody. Give it a thumbs up if you like the video. I put another video for you to watch right here, so you can watch that right afterwards. And I'll see you in another video. Okay, bye everybody. Bye.